So it's a pleasure to introduce you to James Henderson and Laura Folt. Let's go to your investment style.
So we are value investors, but we try to be very careful to avoid those areas where we think there's structural problems.
Does anyone buy a stock if they think it's bad value? No, they don't, do they? So every stock you have to believe is good value. It's your time horizon that matters.
James is really, really strong on insurance and industrial holdings, whereas when it comes to perhaps consumer stocks or pharmaceuticals, I would say that would be more where I would specialise.
Last week seemed a busy week for markets. Do you want to explain a little bit about what went on?
Yes, it's been an interesting week. So there's been quite a sharp sell-off, and within that there's been a real rotation in what's doing well. So what we've seen over the last few years is that companies with really good earnings growth has performed well. So growth as a style has worked. But within the last week we've seen quite a sharp rotation. So value actually did quite well within the last week, whereas growth sold off. And as value investors, what we do in periods of weakness is we're looking for opportunities.
Do you have your own money in the trust?
It became easier to always buy the trust, the trust I was running, than anything else, because I couldn't sell the other things, I was conflicted. So I've always just, if I've had any pennies, I buy. And I think it's right, you should always eat your own cooking.
Considering the latest market turmoil and your exposure in financials and industrials in Lowland, will you reconsider the industry breakdown?
Actually, our international holdings, our industrial holdings are big international companies often, and they are the companies that have been benefiting, for instance, from sterling weakness.
Okay, we've got to get on to the dreaded B word, which is Brexit.
The best we can do is picking companies with management teams that really know what they're doing, that are really experienced. So when it comes to exogenous shocks like Brexit, or maybe US tariffs, or an oil price rise, picking management teams that have kind of been there, done that, and really can manage the business through, hopefully to the other side, and then with good prospects for growing earnings.
The small company of today will be the large company of tomorrow, and that's the thrill of investment, is finding those companies.